Good afternoon, everybody. Happy New Year. And this is the second time that I've said Happy New Year to you, because last year, of course, we did it all again. So I'm so pleased that we're all here still and we're all doing this wonderful sort of art form. And it's just great what a kind of a community we've built and how everything sort of works together. It's been just wonderful, hasn't it? And I'm hoping maybe that this year we can try a few different things out and go to, maybe a few classes and, all sorts of ideas and things I've got in the making. So, yeah, let's make this a New Year's resolution to start and get on with it. Although I must admit, don't do resolutions, as you heard me say on TV. It's always a case that if something's going to be done and we want to do it now. Don't wait. Do it now. Okay? So, here we go then. 204. I think it's 204 anyway. I've got a sort of a brownish tile. It's called New Book Brown, actually. And this is from the Earth collection. So if you've got one of those, fine. If not, it doesn't really matter. You can use whatever colour tile you like. Although what I'm going to do today, I do have my regular pen. And I've got a white jelly roll as well, because I want to use the two colours together, or two pens. I've got my pencil, I've got my tortillon, and of course I've got my lovely new neon pencils as well. So I'm hoping to get a little bit of colour in, as well as a little bit of shading with that tortillon. So we're ready. Of course, if you want to use any other colour tile, go ahead. If you want to just stick with just a white pen or a black pen, again, it really doesn't matter. Whatever you're comfortable with, it's all fine by me. So, okay, I'm just going to give this a little test. Oh, is it the 5th? Thank you, Karen. I'll change it then. Oh, do you know, never got an idea. There you go, 5th. All right, I'm just going to, give that a test. Make sure it's working all right. We're on a roll. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to start sort of in the middle here. Let's have a look. And I'm going to come up. Here we go. Take my time with the white pen. And around. Okay, let's just have a look at that. There we go. And then I'm going to come back down and join to the point. There we go. Okay. So then I'm going to do another. I'm going to come back up, but this time I'm going around this way. And it's sort of going to sort of hide behind this one. And then back down into there. So I'm just going to join that there. Okay, it's like a little couple, isn't it? It's lovely. Okay. Go back out so you can just get the context of how I'm sort of doing this. Just going to move my pencils around. So here we go. I'm going to turn my tile and I'm going to come back in. Now it doesn't matter if you go the same way or a different way. It's absolutely fine. Whatever works for you. So there you go. I'm going to come in with the same shape. See, I've stopped there and then I'm coming back down to the point there. And then, just as before. Now, I'm not trying to make them the same. So, don't try and sort of look at what you did before and think it's got to be. It hasn't. And back down. Okay. I'll turn the tile again. So, let's just zoom in a little bit. There we are. And I'm going to go. Again, I might do this one a little bit bigger this time. Stop and then back down. It's nice against that brown, isn't it? Okay, a little bit of an apology, well, not an apology, but just letting you know that we are getting through the orders. We've been very nicely inundated, so we have all the Hermes orders done and they're gonna hopefully be out today to you. And all the shop orders, we worked through quite a batch yesterday, so you should have had a notification for those. And then we're getting hopefully the others out today. So please, just a little patience with us. We're working it. And then of course, I'm sure Royal Mail or because I, you know, got a lot of parcels to get out too, so they'll be with you. Getting there. Okay, so I've got 4 on there. All right, so let's working it. Let's have a look. Oh, hello Angela, welcome back. It's been a little while. Hope you're well. It's nice to see your name appear again. Okay, I'm doing the same design, but you see now I've started in the corner. And again, following that shape. I'm not trying to repeat what's been before, it's just sort of giving it a little bit of a design there in that corner. Okay. And then I'm going to turn it to the next corner. And in we go again. And there's 1. And back in. And then let's come all the way up here. You see I'm just going underneath till it comes back around. And back in. And then to the next corner. There you go. And another one. If you want to do this in wall 4 movement, you can. I'm just trying to give everybody a chance to see how it's created, so I can sort of carry from there and come straight back down. Whatever you're comfortable with. And of course the last corner. There we go. And then back down and up and along here. There we go. And then back down. Okay, let's have a look at what we've got there. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to come back to the middle ones here. There we go. I'm just going to bring another one out. See, it goes underneath and then back down there. And then I'm going to do another one, come in this side, and then back, along and down. Okay, turn it around. Same sort of thing, I'm just going to bring it in and around. And again, I'm not trying to repeat the same design that I had before. So this one, I could go a little bit higher. Depends where it sort of falls. And another one. So let's take this one up and underneath each time and back down. And then around here and back in. Okay, and of course this one. And I also say congratulations to everybody that did the Advent tile. I think it's absolutely fabulous. You know how it grew over those 24 days? And I know that it's on Facebook. I am going to put it onto YouTube as well. So don't feel you have to leave it because it's Christmas is over. It wasn't a Christmas image. But I did announce I was going to give some prizes. So I did pick some names out, and they're either in your Hermes parcel with your Create and Craft order, or we're going to get them in the post to you as soon as we can. So not to worry, we're on the case, we've got the list. But if you've not seen them, you need to go back and have a look at some of the posts. They're absolutely fabulous. I don't know about you, but I was really impressed by what was put out there. They're just lovely. There we go. So you can see I've just done the same sort of design, but I've gone into the corner pieces now. Okay, same on this one. Alright, along and in there. See, you're just sort of building shapes up. It's going to be quite narrow, that one, because it's quite close. Okay, let's have a look at where we're at then. There we go. All right. So I'm just going to create a little bit of a border now. So it's going to sort of come from here. And again, it doesn't have to be, I'm going to go through there, see? It doesn't have to be straight. You can add a little bit of a wave in there, whether it's optional or not, it's fine. Of course, you could use a straight edge to give you that as well. Okay. Now the next bit. Oh, see, that's going to wander its way around there. And along. And then, of course, next one. Just sort of following through, going underneath any of those little bubbles we've created. There we go. It's okay. I'm going to bring in the black pen now, and let's have a look at what we've got here. So I'm going to go up a little bit. So let's look at this. I've got a little bit of a shape in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come on in an aura inside that shape. There we go. You see here we've got a little shape there. It's quite small for an aura, so I'm just going to fill it with bubbles. There we go. And if you've got one this side, I'm going to do the same on that side. And then of course here I can actually create that little shape. I'm just going to draw around the sort of space that I've got there. Same here. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. So this bit here, I'm going to draw in that little gap there. And then these ones where they're crossing over, I'm going to put some little bubbles in there. And then same on this one. And then in the centre bit here, I've just got a little bit of space, and then a little bit there. Okay. So this one, yeah, I'm going to carry on with the sort of the bubble shapes in here. There we go. And the same here. There we go. And then any sort of little, see, I'm not going to try and take it in that narrow space there. I'm just going to ease that in. And then on this bit here, I can do another. Okay, maybe a tiny bit there. Okay. And of course, a section there. And a section there. Right. It's nice to be able to just sort of chill out, isn't it? And relax for a little bit. I know we've all hopefully relaxed over Christmas. But it's nice to focus on something, isn't it? I think, well, I'm really going to give this a go. So, are you going to put all these into journals this year? Or are you going to just store them in a little album book? Or are you actually going to make a picture out of them? But, what are your plans? Not quite sure yet. It's nice to see them all in one, isn't it? I was thinking, you know, I've got a couple of memory books that I've started. Maybe I can start adding a few into there. But I think it's nice to have reference. So even if I photograph them and had them all as a reference in one book, maybe, I don't know. When I get a minute, I'll stop and think about it. But it's a shame they shouldn't all be sort of tucked away. They should be looked at, shouldn't they? It's like your tile swaps. Are you going to carry on with the same journal? Are you having a new one or a new sketch pad for your tile swaps this year? Or is maybe this the year that you think, do you know what, I'm actually going to go for it and get involved in the tile swap this year? you can still do tile swap 12 because they're due in on the 10th, so you've got 5 days to get them in yet. I did add mine to the pot this morning. Okay. So I know that mine's in. Leslie's is in. Hers was in before mine this time. So we've had a few in, so that'd be nice. And of course, if you've never done it before, you know that you need to watch for a live video on the 3rd Monday of every month, and that will give you a few hints as to what it's all about. Okay, there we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create an aura on the inside, so I've got quite a bit of sort of space here, so let's work our way around. Okay, I think it's quite nice to see the white and the black on one tile, isn't it? Works really nicely. And there's quite a few colours tiles you can do this with. So, you know, if you wanted to do it in a brighter tile, you know, some of them you can still use both pens on. Now along this bit, bring it round. And then just join there. Just sort of keep turning it as it's going. Just nice to follow it, isn't it? We've got all this sort of space it's starting to fill in now. Okay. And then around again. Okay, just pick up where you left off there. And then along. Just sort of follow it round. And keep it going. Alright. Along to this bit. Now, of course, if you didn't want this much sort of space to aura, you could always add more of those first shapes in white if you wanted to. It creates quite a different kind of border that you might not necessarily have, you know, thought about before, because, you know, it is a little bit of an unusual kind of shape, so it's definitely worth giving a go. I'm just sort of picking it up as I go round. Okay, into this bit. And then around we go. And just keep following the shape. No rush with this. And along. Alright, looks a little bit different, doesn't it, that? I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a look in these little corners. I'm just going to sort of round them off a little bit. Just while I've got that black pen in hand. I'm not going to worry too much about, you know, the little bits in it. Inside, it's just this larger piece. Let's just give it a little bit of character there. Alright, so see where we've got little curves. I think we've also got the prize, haven't we, from Creating Craft from my birthday show. That's due to be sorted on the 7th of January, so you have to watch for that. So let's I think they left it till after Christmas because they wanted to make sure that, you know, it was a post and things, I suppose, and just getting it organised. But yeah, it was a decent set of coins that's up for grabs there. So nice. There we go. All right, so we've got those corners. I know Nicola now, I hadn't forgotten. Because I'm the one that put the prize up. I'm like, get it done. So I shall be reminding my buyer after I've been on here, maybe, to, you know, that's got to happen. Okay, I'm just going to switch back to my white pen. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to sort of work in this space now. I'm going to create a line. Doesn't matter where we start. It doesn't have to be straight. And then I'm going to do another. We're not going to have that too wide, I think. Just sort of following that round there. There we go. Turn it round slightly, and I'm just going to bring in another one. From there to there. And then sort of along. And then, as before, see when I get to that first line, I'm going to go underneath and then around. I'm liking this. It's lovely, isn't it? It is that black and white together. I think sometimes you use either the black or the white, and I think it's really nice to mix the two up. There we go. So turn it again. There. Let's come on in and see, going underneath each time. I'm not too worried about where it sort of starts or lands. I just want it to have a little bit of a mix there. See, I'm going to do this one maybe here, so I'm not getting a uniform pattern there. There we go. Sort of one underneath the next. And maybe, one here. There we go. I think maybe one here. And you notice I've not gone into the smaller areas. I've just worked it within that middle section. See, I'm just looking now as to where I think it needs to break. There we go. And that maybe, you see, maybe one. Yeah, maybe one just sort of in that space there. Okay, see, we can keep going with this one. There's lots of area that we can just sort of use to break it up. That one there. Okay, like that. Look at that. It's lovely, isn't it? Okay, so let's do this one. Let's go a bit larger now. Okay. I'm going to sort of have a look at the spaces in between here. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to start with this one, I think. And I'm going to create some bubbles. Not too small, you notice? We don't want them too small. There we go. Let's have a look. We're going to... I'm not going to fill the whole space. I'm just going to leave a few. But of course here we've got a couple of gaps. I'm just going to fill them in. See, maybe around there, but not here. Because they're sort of petering off into distance there. And then if I go a little bit bigger. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring in a line, but I'm going to stop it part way. Go the other side. Let's just thicken that up a little bit. And then a little line either side. There we go. And turn it around a little bit. And let's do the same again. And then just keep turning it, see? So we're going to go a little thicker in the centre there, and then just sort of little lines either side. You could, of course, go all the way across if you wanted to. So you could sort of do that. And then, of course, come in with your white pen and just add the white down the middle. See, I could still do that. Add the white down the middle there. There we go. And then I think because they're quite small here, I'm just perhaps going to get 2 lines in. Maybe just the one. See, and then just sort of add in my white pen. Let's have a look how that looks. Oh, there we go. See a little bit of sparkle in there, a little bit of light. So let's go a bit bigger again. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put all the bubbles in first. So sort of work in a little bit more of an efficient manner. There we go. I'm going to fill in any of those little gaps around the edges. And maybe work on this one. And again, just sort of going to have a little bit of filler there. Maybe fill all that in. And then I'm going to go on from this corner here. So you can choose which corners you want to work from. There we go. And again, see, just sort of inking where they join. And then take this side. You see, look, I'm not completely filling the whole sort of space. I'm just sort of giving myself areas. There we are. Just remembering not to have them too small because, of course, you want to get those extra lines in a short while. So I'm going to come back and do in a minute. And you can pick your space where you want to work from. Entirely up to you. And then, of course, any of those little gaps. And I think I'm going to go from here. And get some large sort of shapes in there. Maybe one there. Like, I don't want to fill all of that up with black ink. There we go. Let's see how this is looking. Okay. So just sort of adding a few in. I'm working predominantly in that centerpiece at the minute. So don't worry about the other extra little bits around the edge. Just work on these ones. Okay, see, just a few, maybe one in there. And of course, you can choose which corner to work from. And let's put a larger one in. There we are. Maybe a little one there. Sort of trying to sneak off. Okay. And then coming down here, it's sort of looking for these little spaces now, isn't it? Because things are getting a little bit more detailed and it's finding where they all are. So got a bit in there. And of course, a couple maybe there. Alright. And there. Again, just don't forget to sort of come in with those slightly larger bubbles in places if you can. Just gives it a little bit of a different shape there. Maybe from there, see, just adding a couple in. So you can just sort of dot them around. You don't need to fill the whole shape. You just want sort of a few in places. Oh, if somebody's asking about where I've got the colour tile from, yeah, it is out the Earth Tiles. It's the New Book Brown. That's what it's called anyway. Like it. It's a nice colour, isn't it? Sometimes we look at browns and think not so sure, but these are really nice. It's quite warm, isn't it? It's a lovely warm brown. Okay, so let's sort of one more space here, look. There we go.
Back to normal cup of tea.
Oh, thank you. Oh, see, now we know it's halfway. There we go. So I've got these little bubbles. So I'm going to come in as before and just sort of fill them in. Now, if you want to go straight across, see like that, you can do that. I'm just going to put maybe one and some of these smaller ones. Or if you want to leave the gap in like I showed you, you can do it that way. But we're going to come back and put those little white highlights in, so. Okay, don't sort of worry too much if you can't get 3 in, just sort of work with the 2. But of course, if you've got the thicker or the bigger bubbles, you can get that in there. So they work, they're kind of nice. I do like this particular tangle. And of course, if you keep turning your tile, you'll get them facing different directions. See there, we're going to just get 1 in on that one. Nice thick border in the bottom there. Okay, you see, sort of working it round. And there. There we go. Right, I see these little ones. I'm just going to add 1 in there. Okay. Just going to work on this side now. So just sort of kind of turn it as you go. Of course, don't think you've got to keep up with me. I'm working to a time schedule here, so you've got all the time in the world. There's no rush. See these bubbles I'm leaving, I'm just working on those that I've put into those extra spaces there. There we go. See, it's nice when you get the larger ones because you can really put that thicker line in, see? Looks great. And another one. Okay, so there's a nice big bubble there, look at that, love that bit. And there, just sort of keep turning it and changing the angle. Get 2 in there, see? And there, just working around in little bits. And almost done, see? Okay, oh, a little bit here, see, just missed a couple there. So let's sort of have a quick look at that. There we go, see how it's sort of built? So I'm going to come back in with that white pen. I'm just going to add those little highlights, you know, just sort of straight through the middle. Here we go, straight through the middle. Just sort of giving them a little bit of a highlight in the middle there. There we go. Just working it along a bit. And there. Along we go. Just sort of adding a little bit to it. See, just sort of wandering in and out. You've got those little sort of highlights on them now. It's lovely, isn't it? Let's have a look. So I think whilst I've got the white pen, I'm just going to come back to these little bubbles and just sort of fill them in with a bit of white ink. Just be careful that you don't smudge them because, of course, it takes a little bit longer for them to dry, you see? Just how it brings them out, doesn't it? And if you wanted to, you could bring a little bit of colour in there, or your little droplets. See, I might even put any tiny little bubbles. I'm going to put a little bit of white in there as well. See a little one there? And then, of course, just sort of work my way round and fill in any of these little pieces there. And then there, into this one. And so these are a little bit bigger, but we'll still colour them. You see, I've got just 3 little bubbles. And one set here. There we go. And just a few down here. There we are. See, it's a tiny little one. There's something about, isn't there, using that white pen. As much as I like using it on a black tile, it's actually, I'm really pleased with the result of this and how it looks. Sometimes we do sort of shy away, I think, from using some of those mid-tone tiles. We don't really know what to do with them. But I'm pretty pleased with this so far. All right, let's have a look at it. There we go. So, well, looks a little bit busy at the minute, so we're going to have to sort of break it out and see where we can go with some of these things. So I'm going to start with my regular pencil. And of course, a little quick sip of tea being that Leslie's made it me. Oh, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow that black aura that I did. Here we go. So if I start sort of here, remember, and I'm just going to go over everything. I didn't put my highlights on those. Put my highlights on. Just give it a chance to dry a little bit. So I'll go the other way. There we are. See, just sort of work it. Now I'm not being too light here. I'm applying a little bit of pressure because I do want it to be kind of darker. All right. See, just sort of working it round. And, sort of, see those white bubbles? You make sure they're dry, but go straight over them. Okay. Completely over whatever's there, whether it be black ink or white, it doesn't matter. Oh, a bit there. Sort of work it round. There we go. So it just sort of, I've gone over a bit there, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm carried away with my pencil. Something I should be. Okay. All right. So I'm going to also put some pencil in, just maybe on a couple of sides of the smaller little bits. See, it's not, no, I'm not going to do anything with those. They're quite small, but if you've got something a little bit bigger, just add a little bit of pencil in. But, oh, see, I've not done my white there. I missed that one. Too keen to get to the shading, that's what it was. But there we go, no problem. Okay. All right, so if I've missed any, I'll come back and I'll do them in a bit. It's quite tricky, you know, when you're looking through a camera and you're just seeing the little tiny bits. You don't always look at your tile as a whole. It's so much easier when it's in front of you. But yeah, if I've missed any, I'll come back. All right, tortilla on. Here we go. I'm going to just sort of come round the pencil I've done now, and I'm just going to swirl it really gentle. Just a little bit of pressure. And just sort of follow that line round. See? Just sort of taking my time. You see I've got a little bit there. I'm going to just do those as I go past. So little, don't really need much anyway. You've got enough from the graphite in your pencil. See there? Just don't need much. I'm more sort of interested in this middle bit. See, that's following the shape round. I'm just sort of working it nice and just see this bit here. I've got a bit of pencil in there. And around we go. Sort of, it's nice actually, you know, because it's quite a heavy shade. We'd only build it up. It's nice to get that darkness sort of straight off. We're going to sort of counterbalance it in a minute, so don't be too put off by it. And of course, any of the white, just make sure it's dry before you go over it. But it's still going to sort of show through. But it's not. It's going to tone it down just a little bit. Of course, a little bit in there. See, I'm just going back and at any of those little bits that I've put a bit too. Okay. Okay, let's have a bit of a look at this. Okay, so we've got a very definite sort of background now, which is kind of nice. It's nice to sort of have that darkness, isn't it? So let's bring in a bit of a colour now. In terms of colour, I've got enough to choose from there. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in with the orange. And there we go. It's nice and sharp, so let's go in a bit. So what I'm going to do is, of course, I can't blend these with the tortillon, so we're going to apply it just gently and gradually as we work our way around. So you see, although we call them neons, they're not. Seriously, you need sunglasses on, because we're using a brown tile. The brown's sort of coming through and just muting that orange ever so slightly. So you see here, that one's going behind, so I'm just going to give that a little bit of, so there. And again, I'm not colouring the whole thing in, you see, I'm just doing a little bit of it. Just a little bit less pressure, because we can't obviously use our tortillon to blend these, because they're regular pencils, as creamy as they are. And then you see, just sort of adding that touch. A little bit on that one. And then just going to work my way around. Just adding a little bit of colour. You see, just in that section. Of course, that one's going to be colour underneath. And a little bit there. Okay. And there. Little bits. Of course, that one again, just underneath. To this one. Sort of touching. Of course, if you wanted to use your regular pencil for this, you could do, and use your tortillon just to pull it out. Of course, pastels would work just as well, or even your metallics, whatever your watercolours, whatever you want to work with. That's fine. Around again. Okay, see, I'm just sort of repeating the process, really. I'm just sort of adding a little bit on and just fading it out a touch as I go. And there, into this one. I'm sorry I can't see your messages and things today in your comments. I'll look through them later. But I'm sort of looking at it. It's a little bit higher than I normally have it for some reason. I was doing classes this weekend, so things have moved a little bit, I know. All right, shall we have a look at this? Okay, there we go. So just sort of having that little bit of colour in there has made a huge difference, hasn't it? It's really quite like that. It's lovely. I'm just going to come back in with my pen. Shall I? Yeah. And I'm just going to go back round and just, just on the curves, and just add in, just maybe not all the way, a little bit more definition just on some of them. See there, look. Maybe here. See, just on the curves, just picking a little bit of it. There you go. Just sort of picking on little bits. Maybe touch there. See. Sometimes it's nice just to look at a certain element and just think, right, I'm going to just enhance that bit, because we don't want to draw around the whole thing again. We just want to give some areas a little bit more towards the front. Okay. And just put my lid on. Just going to come back in with that pencil. And you see where I've got these lines here? I'm just going to add a little bit more to either side of those lines. Just inside the white. Okay, just where you can sort of see them. Yeah, both ends. There we go. Okay, mostly done there. I think a little bit there. And again, back in with that tortillon. I'm just going to soften them off. So you just let them sort of work their way in. I know I've missed one there. It's fine. It's right underneath, so I'm not going to worry about that. Just give them a little bit of a show off. Maybe that one there. There we go. Just so we've got a little bit more light in the middle. Maybe there. See, just a little bit more. There we go. All right. So a little bit different. They're yeah, a little bit of orange in there. I think when we started from a brown tile, that's quite nice. The last thing to do is just going to put my initials on there. There we go, whatever you feel like. Okay, so I do have one a little bit different. So if you don't want to use the white pen on the inside, you just stick with black. Here's one that I've done. It's very similar. It's just slightly darker brown. This may have been. And of course, you see there I've used the yellow neon, but then of course on the inside there, I've not put in the little, here we go, look. I've not put in the little sparkly highlights, and I've done it all sort of in black. Whereas here you see, I've not added white in the bubbles, but here I've put that little sparkle in, and I've used a white gel pen. So a couple of variations there. You can mix and match and play with whatever or however you want it to be. Well, there we go, 2 variations. So whichever you prefer to do, or have a go at all, or have a bit of mix and see what comes of it. So, all right, with that all done and sorted, have a bit of fun with it, and yeah, we'll be back on Friday as per usual at 2 o'clock with the next tile, which will be 2:05. My goodness me, yeah, 2:05, goodness. All right, so have a great day, everybody. Stay safe and warm, and we'll see you soon. All right, you take care. Bye.